That's right. My thoughts are dangerous felons. So watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Then, after my thoughts invade your noggin, I'm gonna give you some special, extra trigger time to help you relax without my pesky whispers. Now here we go. Call Me By Your Name begins in the summer of 1983, the sexiest of summers. Elio, played by Timothy Chalamet, I know it's Chalamet, calm down, is a 17-year-old Hebrew-American Italian boy living in the northern Italian countryside with his parents. His father is a professor of archaeology, and he's invited one of his students, Oliver, played by Armie Hammer, to live with his family and help with his professorial academic paperwork over the summer in Italy. Oliver, who's from a small town in New England, agrees to spend weeks with the family. Elio is a bookworm and a bit of a musical prodigy, but Oliver doesn't seem to share these traits when he joins the family. Kind of crazy for someone who is invited by an academic to help with research. But whatever. Elio finds, not that much in common with Oliver. But his resentment for Oliver grows from the fact that Elio is made to vacate his bedroom for the duration of Oliver's stay. Despite all of this, Elio offers to show Oliver around the quaint little Italian town. Not much to report, but is there, como se dice, una spark? Who knows? This is a movie that just kind of proceeds, you know? So I'm going to tell you about the plants now, and you're going to be just fine. There's a lot of sunshine. It's summer in Italy, capiche? Anella, Elio's mother, has been tending an orchard on their property with a variety of fruits, such as apricots and pomegranates. I think peaches, too. Elio occasionally spends time with the fruits. If you're not reading into that, you probably should. But stop reading and get to listening to me. Elio, you remember him. He's the main character in the movie we're movie talking about right now. Played by Timothy Chalamet. See, I knew you'd remember. Anyway, Elio spends a good chunk of the summer reading books and hanging out with his girlfriend. That was a loud door in my apartment building. Oopsies. His girlfriend that he's hanging out with is named Marcia. He's living, but then, during a volleyball match, Oliver touches Elio's back kind of sensually, ends up giving him a bit of a back massage. But this movie just kind of goes, you know. Is this Elio? This is Elio's universe. And he gets it. So he just brushes it off. What's in a back rub anyway? Well, something, but maybe not enough for old Ollie. As the summer drags on, Oliver increasingly finds excuses to spend time with Elio. He also listens to one of Elio's piano recitals. At first, Elio is is dismissive of this behavior, but then later reflects that perhaps Oliver just needs a buddy. Maybe Elio was too harsh, thinks Elio to himself. Weird guy. TLDR, Elio lightens up, and these two fruit-loving, smooth fellas start spending time with each other. It's cute and chaste, and then kinda not. A little seductive courtship begins to proceed. It's spicy in a vanilla way, you knows. They swim together, take long walks, and they both decide to accompany Elio's bio-daddy on an archaeological trip. Turns into quite a fruitful adventure when the dig team discovers a nearly perfectly preserved statue in the ocean. But this trip ain't all good news, gals. Elio's been developing a little crush on big ol' Oliver for like 20-30 minutes of this movie now. Oliver is not attentive to this. Disc. While they're on this trip, Oliver openly displays his attraction to one of the local women named Chiara. This flirtation annoys and hurts Elio. When they return to his parents' house, Elio begins behaving less cordially towards Oliver, who returns this behavior with a certain level of brusqueness as well. Soon after this, Elio begins a sexual relationship with Marzia and brags about it in front of Oliver to gauge his reaction. Ooh, naughty, little boy, behave embarrassingly. Elio now starts to realize that he actually may be attracted to Oliver. 17-year-olds don't do great with sexy feelings. They get a little weird. Elio is no different. One afternoon when Oliver is away, Elio sneaks into Oliver's room to smell his bathing suit, and then performs a millennia-old single-player sort of game with himself. You know the one. In the coming days or whatever, this movie just kind of goes, you knows. Elio joins Oliver on a trip to the post office, or maybe the other way around. Elio gets in his feels, but he's a cool cat about it. He subtly confesses his feelings to Oliver. But sometimes things don't go how you want, and Oliver gently tells Elio that he should not act on those feelings. But will Elio listen? No. When they go swimming one day, Elio kisses Oliver on the lips. Oliver returns the kiss, but is reluctant to go further. The pair then becomes distant in the following days. But don't worry, love will always find its way to paper when reality gets awkward. Elio writes a little note to Oliver, and in reply, Oliver leaves a note for Elio that tells him to meet Oliver at midnight. Oliver then spends the day with Marzia, which rubs me the wrong way just a little bit. Love me some sexual awakening stories, but Marzia, you deserve better, you know? Got tripped up for a minute there. Anyway, Elio spends a day with Marzia, which only serves to build his hunger and anticipation for seeing Oliver tonight. after this, the two fall pretty hard for each other. They start playing a lot of two-player games together, and one night after one such game, Oliver tells Elio to call me by your name and I'll call you by mine. Pretty hot line, to be honest. And it works. Elio is all in, but the two still keep their relationship secret. Elio, though, can't handle all the love in his life, so he begins to distance himself from Marzia. He grows increasingly sexually frustrated, I guess from being desired too much, and definitely some gay shame stuff. Being a queer can be rough stuffs sometimes. So anyway, he gets overwhelmed sexually and he tries to play a two-player game with himself and a peach. But he doesn't dispose of the peach evidence very well, so Oliver finds it and then makes fun of Elio and taunts him by taking a bite of the peach in front of Elio. Gross. But now, Elio is totally smitten. The summer nears its end and Elio's mood drops. Elio, at one point, tears up with Oliver about how little time they have left. But whatever about Elio's feelings for a hot sec, cause what about Marzia, you knows? Well, she confronts Elio about him avoiding her, and he responds hurtfully. Just a real jerk, you knows. Elio and Oliver both find themselves filled with more anxiety now as summer draws to a close. Elio's parents are pretty cool, though, and they get that there's some kind of deep friendship going on. So they suggest the two take a trip to Bergamo. This is why I need to write down the pronunciations in my summaries. They go on a little trip together to Bergamo. They go and have a romantic time, and then it ends, and Elio's sad, and his bio daddy is like, cherish this memory, bruv, and the movie's over, and Elio is just fine. This is a good movie, I think, to offer my opinion, but it is also kind of one of those artsy-fartsy coming-of-age movies. I think a lot of people read too much into this movie. It's always also creepy, and I don't think this movie is against the creepiness of it, but it's also a very tender movie, and honest, I think, about a lot of queer, but a lot of people in general's first sexual experiences. And this movie feels real in the way that it just has a detail. I don't know if I really care to watch this movie a lot. It meanders, and I don't know how much I love a meandering movie. But what you gonna do? I know what you're gonna do now. You're gonna watch me sway. Well, we got a few triggers going. We got some good ones today. You've already heard them. A little skin on skin brushing sounds. For no reason. It's a themed trigger, but maybe it's unrelated. You can't see through my sunglasses, but I